Hello, I'm Sassy Sphinx. I'm a top 500 Invisible Woman on Xbox, and this is going to be a beginner's guide on Invisible Woman. I've peaked eternity, and I now average a celestial ranking. Without further ado, let's get into the video. First, we'll be going over her primary fire. Launch a force field that can pierce heroes flying to maximum distance before returning to Invisible Woman, damaging enemies and healing teammates. So as you can see, her primary pierces multiple people. It can pierce multiple allies, or it can pierce multiple enemies. As long as they're lined up, it'll get multiple people at a time. It like ricochets back as well. As you can see, it goes out and then it comes back in. You can see actually, because it does the ricocheting ability, that the further bot will get better heals in a sense than the one closer to me, because the bullet coming back, it has more travel time. Invisible Woman is a projectile hero, so you know, you gotta kind of... You see how my crosshair was on the bot, but it wasn't hitting them? That's because she's projectile. You gotta go like a little bit forward with it if they're moving. Let's go over her first ability. Sound Vortex. Gather psionic energy and then cast it upon hitting a target. Seen or pressing the LB key again, it erupts into a psionic vortex, continuously drawing in enemies and causing damage. God, I'm illiterate. Okay, let's see. You put it right in between these two guys, they will get dragged into the middle of the little orb right here. Let's go over her push-pull ability. Let's see how it describes it. Manipulating psionic energy to push or pull enemies in front of you. Push. Pull. And as you can see, it will do it to multiple people as well. You see how he's not glowing pink? And now he's glowing pink. That means when I use the ability, now it will affect him. Now it won't. Now it will. On her third melee attack, it pushes people back. So Invis's double jump is good for our movement ability. Let's see how high she can actually jump. You can get up on high ground with it, depending on how obviously high it is. It's a good escape. We'll talk about her passive real quick. Enter invisible state, sometime after disengaging from combat, and grant yourself healing over time. So if you stop, obviously you see I'm not in a fight and I'm just kind of like here. I can move around and it'll still activate. Or her double jump activates it as well. Guardian Shield. Generate a force shield in front of a selected ally. The shield can block damage and provide healing over time to nearby allies. Enemies that pass through the shield are slowed. You can see the health of the shield on the top portion of, let's see, right here. That's where the health of the shield is, and I'll tell you when it's about to break. You can see the healing over time effect. 1 is blocking damage, and 2, it's gonna heal your ally. Force my hand. And obviously you can stand by the shield and get healed too. You can see when your shield is put away, you can see the health of the shield right here. So you know how much health it has. And also, when you have your shield, you can put it on an ally and you take it down by, for me, since I'm on controller on Xbox, it will be it'll tell you right here, right above the shield ability. If you put it down, you can automatically put it back up if it's still full health. If it's missing health, it's gonna have a cooldown. Okay, let's go over her ult. Her ultimate ability, I kind of just wrote it out, I guess. Manifest an unseen force field within a chosen area, rendering allies inside undetectable by enemies and providing healing over time, and enemies inside suffer a persistent slow effect. Enemies that pass through the field are also slowed. Disappear! Okay, as you can see, my allies inside will be getting healed, and so will I. If you have a good mag on the enemy team, you might want to save your double jump for after you roll. So you can double jump and then kind of like, then he won't know where you are. Because you're invisible. And then once his ult goes, you can, start, doing damage or whatever. Rather than jumping in and then ulting, now you have no cooldown and you're kind of left stranded. Unless you have a good cloak and dagger or like, good tank or whatever. But honestly, a tip that I would say is try not to rely on, this sounds crazy, but try not to rely on your teammate as much as possible, because you don't want to assume that that cloak and dagger will cloak you. You don't want to assume that that Magneto will give you that bubble, you know what I mean? You want to say, like, worst case scenario, like, oh, like, how can I survive without anybody else, helping me out? Because most of the time, I feel like most people in this game don't use comms. So maybe if you're in voice chat and everybody else is, and you can ask for like, hey, cloak and dagger, try to save your cloak for when I, ult, or like maybe, like, Mag, can you bubble me, or get to Strange or Mag to shield you or something, like, of course, like, you can communicate that. But if you're someone like me who doesn't really communicate too much in game chat most of the time, I only communicate probably about 20% of the time, and that's only when I'm in a good mood. You want to try to be as self-sufficient as possible. So try to save your double jump for when you ult. And then I personally recommend just jumping straight into the air, and then you can move from there rather than jumping in a direction, because they can see where you're jumping. That little, like, look, yeah, that little boost, they can kind of see the trail of where you're jumping, the direction that you're jumping to, because they see that little jumping trail that you leave even if you're invisible. Okay, if you use this ability right here, it will drop flyers. It will drop flyers. So it's good to kind of use that against a Johnny, a Storm, an Iron Man, Ultron, maybe help your team out a little bit, be annoying. And I think that will be the end of the video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, please subscribe, like, follow, click all the buttons that they have to click. You'll be getting more content out of me in the future, and I'm only going to be getting better at making videos like this. So thank you.